Shalom, shalom, Israel. To Brother Daniel Allah. To my right, Brother Shemaiah.
Shalom.
Kwame Yasharal for the brother that's doing the truth. All praise to the Most High and His only begotten Son. Alright, today we're going to be edifying the brothers on Esau and how pretty much he's not right in the head. You know what I mean? We're going to go into a little bit of his history, a little bit of why he has a perpetual hatred against us, and we're going to talk about how his mindset is and what he pretty much don't have to worry about. So we're going to start off at Obadiah 1:6.
Gun. The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hid things sought up?
Right, so how are the things that Esau sought out? Like, how are the things is brought up, right? Go on.
All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
Come, right? They brought us to the border, right? So I want you to drop that. Give me Hebrews 12:16. Right, because Esau, what he do is he play a game on our people, and this game is a never-ending game that we're playing with it, and we're gonna show you that. Bring that out, brother.
Gun. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. Let there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau.
Right, because Esau is a profane person. The things that he think about is not right. You know what I'm saying? The things that he do, not only that it's not fair, but it just don't make no sense completely. Right? That's it on that?
No.
Yeah.
Who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright.
So Esau sold his birthright because he didn't want it no more. You know what I'm saying? Because he was hungry. He started pottage. Right? Go on.
For ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected.
Right. He was rejected from the blessings. Right? And Esau wept after that. Esau was so upset that he couldn't fathom it. And matter of fact, let's go to that account. Give me Genesis 27, verse 38. See, all Esau do is he cries. He's upset. He can't understand why. Right? But go on.
Alright, Genesis chapter 27, verse 28. No, 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing?
Right, so he's asking for one blessing. Have thou have one blessing for me, Father? Right, go on.
My father, bless me, even me also.
Right, so he's asking for the blessing, even me also. So he's asking more than one time now. He's asking, can I have a blessing, even me also? Right, go on.
And Esau lift up his voice and wept.
Come, he wept. Right, jump up to verse 41.
Alright.
It's like it was more than that.
Nah, it wasn't. That was the end of 38.
Come. Wait.
Verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing, wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand.
Right. Esau hated his brother. Right, and we're gonna understand why we in some type of captivity that we're in now. And this type of captivity, like we were speaking earlier, is more different from all the other captivities that we're in. You know, that we've been in. You know, the Greek, the Babylonian, the Egyptian. We wasn't in no type of servitude as more serious and gruesome as far as being in the white man's captivity, right? We're gonna prove that. Right? Give me Habakkuk 2 and verse 2. We're going to prove how the way his thought process, it kind of don't make sense. And he was begging for blessings that he didn't have the right to, right? Go on.
2 and 2?
Yes.
Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision, and make it plain upon the tables, that he may run that read it.
Right. So now Habakkuk is about to write this vision, and we're about to see what we're going to run from, right? Because we know that this man is his mind is not right. Right, go on, bring it up.
Go on. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak.
Right, right. So the vision is at an appointed time. So right now it may not be clear, but at the end it's going to be too clear that it's going to speak for itself. Right, go on.
And not lie.
Right, and it's not going to lie. Go on.
Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come.
Right, so it may take a little long right now, but if it tarry, just wait on it. Okay, brother, you can move my jacket. Slack, yeah, that jacket's too expensive. Slack, yeah. So run it back again.
Fine. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie.
Right, it's not gonna lie at the end. It's gonna speak for itself. Right, go on.
Though it tarry, wait for it.
Right, even if it take long, wait for it. Right,
because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
Right, go on.
Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. Okay? Meaning the things that he do, the decisions that he makes is not upright. And we can see all the types of stuff that he's into: homosexuality, pedophilia, same sex, all this type of wickedness, worshiping other idols. Have our people, they haven't bugged out. Pretty much, if you tell somebody their head is up, it's not upright, you're pretty much saying that they bugged out. Right? Go on.
But the just shall live by his faith.
Right? So the just gonna live by his faith. We're gonna understand what's going on in the latter days. Right? Go on.
Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man.
Right? So he's a proud man. Right? Hold that. Give me Psalm 73 verse 3. Right? Because Esau is a proud man. Right? And the way how Esau moved now is he don't have to worry about certain things that we worry about. You know what I'm saying? He don't have to look behind his shoulder, you know, and he does things carnally. Right? So we got to understand what type of game that we're dealing with Esau. Because Esau is the next type of breed when it comes to it. And we already know Esau is not the Arabs, because we're going to dive deep into it. We're going to show you how Esau is not only that he's not the Arabs, but we're going to show you how he's going to be ruling in the end of days and how his destruction is near. Alright? Go on.
Psalm 73 verse 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
Right. So the foolish can't understand what's going on when he's seen the prosperity of it. He's seen how the wicked prosper, and the envy just follows after the wicked. Right, go on.
For there are no bands in their death.
Right, there's no bands in their death. Go on.
But their strength is firm.
Go on.
They are not in trouble as other men.
Right, so they don't have the same trouble like how we have. Right, we look behind our shoulders every day when we walk in the street, especially 3 o'clock a.m. at night. You see Esau walking his dog in our neighborhood. At 3 o'clock a.m. at night, we looking behind our backs. Like I was saying earlier, you can't even have your headphones on. You can't drown out to your music. You know what I'm saying? When you walking. But these type of people have all types of freedom. They have their Beats headphones in, their ears. They're running around with their dogs. You see me? So we got to understand that. Read that part again. They're not in trouble like most of us would. Right?
So I'm starting with verse 5 again. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men.
Right, so they're not plagued like us. They're not in the jail cell covered. They're not covered up in the jail cell. They're not the last hired, first fired. They're not institutionalized. They're not the ones fluttering the homeless homes and stuff like that. Right? Go on, you got a question?
If I may, I have a precept.
Salaki. So, Salaki, go on.
Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain. Violence covereth them as a garment.
Right, so like we was just saying, in Habakkuk, pride covers them as a shame, right? You still holding Habakkuk? Bring that part out.
Alright. Which one you talking about? Where?
Right, yeah, Habakkuk, where it says they're prideful.
Alright, come. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 5. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man.
Right, and he transgresses by wine. So what does it mean by he transgresses by wine? Transgresses by blood. Alright, go on.
Neither keepeth at home.
Right, so they keep it at home. They're not home. Right, they don't own their own land. If you look at it, Esau's supposed to be in Jordan, in Basra right now. You see what I'm saying? Right now they're in the Middle East. They're in China. Not only they're in China, they flood all the way up to Europe. In Europe, they're all over there in the Americas, right? They even not even in the Americas, Central America, North America. They cover the whole continent. This is one, and you can't tell me when it says Esau is the end of the world. And you got that scripture. You're gonna read that precept out of Esau.
No, it's Hebrews.
Right. So you can't tell me when it says Esau is the end of the world, and when you're looking right now, you see the white man control the whole continent. Not only the whole continent, like I said, certain parts in Africa, certain parts in Africa, certain parts in Asia. You see what I'm saying? Esau covers these land. They're in these land. Okay. All right, and they're ruling, and like I said, you can't find no one nation that went and conquered a whole continent. Okay, we talking about Central America, North America, and even Canada, right? So we got to take these into consideration. Okay.
So this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Right, so Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of that followeth it. Right? Now, hold that. Matter of fact, you can drop that far. Right? Give me, because it says Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the one that begins. Go back to Genesis 27 and 38. Right? Because we're going to understand where it says Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning that followeth. Right? You got it?
So 27, 38?
Come on.
In Genesis chapter 27, verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father.
Come on.
And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
Right, so now Isaac is saying, Thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. Right? Do brothers understand what that means? Thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. Means he shall have rulership. He shall have kingdoms. Right? Go on. Meaning he's gonna be pretty much all over. He's gonna pretty much running. You see, like the North Americas, South America, Central America. These are the dwellings of the fatness of the earth. Like I just said, Esau went and conquered the whole continent. Not only that, certain parts in West Africa, certain parts in you know, the Arab slave trade. You go back to Greece. You know, they covered. They got the blessings. Right, go on.
And of the dew of heaven from above.
So the dew of heaven from above. Now the dew of heaven. What dew of heaven means? The dew of heaven means rulership. Right. So you have the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven. Right. Esau got blessed with these type of things. These are Esau's blessings. And when you see when Esau comes around and says, this is our God-given right to take over this land, that's carnal speaking, but that's true. He did get right. He did get, that's his part of his blessings to rule over this land, right?
Come. And by thy sword shalt thou live.
So, and by the sword that she lived, we have weapons of mass destruction. You know what I mean? America is great. All hail America. You know what I'm saying? Because they rule by the sword. You understand? Right? Go on.
And shall serve thy brother.
Alright, so after that, then they're going to serve their brother. Right? They're going to get the fatness of the earth. They're going to get the dew of heaven. They're going to get all that. But then what?
And shall serve thy brother.
Right, so when it says Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning thereof, so after Esau gets his reign, then he's going to serve his brother. Right? Drop that, go back to Habakkuk. Now, give me Psalms. Go back to Psalms chapter 73. Give me, I think it's verse 6. We had that. We had stopped.
Go on. Psalm 73rd chapter, verse 6. Therefore pride compasseth them.
Sloppy. I can't. Go ahead, bring it up.
Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain. Violence covereth them as a garment.
Right, so violence, so we just read that by the sword they shall live. Okay, so this is Esau's blessings. This is not no coincidence that, this is not no Esau the Arabs or nothing. We just read that Esau is a profane person. Then we read how he's going to be ruling the world, right? But bring that up.
Verse 7. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish.
They have more than heart can wish. You see what I'm saying? They have it all right now. Right now, like I said, they rule Europe, the USA, Southern America, Venezuela, everywhere. They have their hands in everything, and they spoiling the nations. Right? Go on.
They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression.
Right? They speak wickedly concerning oppression. The yoking irons on our neck. We're getting burned. We're getting lynched. Our people is dying. Like they said, they promote all these type of all types of unlawful sex at a very young age. Children can decide if they want to become a man or a woman at the age of 8 years old or 12 years old. Kids shouldn't be making that type of decision. But they speak wickedly concerning oppression. These are in our oppression, so this is how we have to live it out, right? Go on.
They speak loftily. They set their mouth against the heavens.
Right, they set their mouth against the heaven. They think they God. They want to speak as if they God, right?
And their tongue walketh through the earth. Keep going.
Yeah, go ahead.
Therefore his people return hither, and waters of a full cup are wrung out to them.
Right, so now they're gonna get their cup, right? And we can go into Revelation. We got that.
What?
Where the cup shall pass against them.
No.
So like it's all good. Give me give me Habakkuk 2 and verse 6. Finish off with that.
Alright. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him? And
right, so now all these stuff should take a parable against him. We know how Esau is now. We know how he is in this kingdom. We just spoke about how he's going to be ruling this kingdom, and then he's going to have to serve Jacob after that. But we know how wicked and how his thought process are, right?
And a tainting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
Right, so now he increases things that's not his. You see what I'm saying? Now he's going to other lands. He's colonizing other lands. He's going to these lands and he's taking things that are not his belongings, right? Go on.
How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay.
So now, how long shall label themselves with thick clay? Now, we read in Daniel they should be the potter and the clay, but they can't mix. So we already know who is this talking about. Who is at the end days, right? We're going to know about. It's like, go on, bring that out.
Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee?
Right. Go on.
And awake that shall vex thee.
Right. So in a wake that shall vex thee. Go on.
And thou shalt be for booties unto them.
Right. So now you're going to be booties unto us. Translation of booties, we're going to take your goods. Everything that you took from us, we're going to take it back. All right? Go on.
Because thou hast spoiled many nations.
Because you went around rape, rob, murdering, and like I said, went and conquered a whole continent. Now, we hear about countries. This country's inside of a continent. Can you imagine not only just conquering a country, but going to conquer a continent that has many different countries inside of it? That's Esau. And we read through the scriptures and we see who's doing that, right? But we're going to see what he does and how he reacts to this, okay? Give me Luke chapter 16 and start at verse Salaki, start at verse 19.
16, 19. Mm-hmm. Right. Alright, this is Luke chapter 16 verse 19.
Let me out.
There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen.
Right, so now There's a certain rich man that was clothed with purple and fine linen, right? Hold that. Give me Revelations. Chapter, Revelation. Give me Revelations chapter 17. Start at verse 3.
Revelation chapter 17 verse 3. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast,
Right?
full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Go on.
And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color.
So hold that. Go back to Luke.
All right. 19. Luke chapter 16 verse 19. There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen.
So now we have something this purple and fine linen. Who is this person that's clothed with purple and fine linen? Right? Go on. Bring that up. Start. No. Go and finish it in Genesis. I mean, Salaki in Revelation.
All right. Which one was that again?
Verse 4.
Verse 4.
17 verse 4.
All right. Oh, that's a lot. Fucking numbers. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color.
So now is this purple and scarlet color is symbolic now. Now we understand we're dealing with something symbolic, because we heard about the rich man and Lazarus, and then now we're dealing with the woman in scarlet color. Now we're gonna see what that signified, right? Go on.
And decked with gold.
Decked with gold.
And precious stone and pearls.
Go on.
Having a golden cup in her hand.
Right?
Full of abominations and filthiness.
Right? And this is that cup we was talking about, where Esau is gonna have to drink now. Right? Because she's going around passing this cup onto all these nations. Right? And we just read how Esau's going around passing the cup, and they think they can avoid this cup, right? Well, go on.
Of her fornication. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon.
Right.
The great, the mother of harlots, and abominations of the earth.
So the mother of harlots, the abomination of all the earth. Mystery Babylon, which is American to this day. Right? And we know Esau is a white man because he controls that, because like we just read in 2nd Esdras, that Esau is the end of the world, right? And then we just reading in this purple and scarlet is signifying Esau, right? And we're going to prove that it's signifying Esau, right? Go back to Luke 16.
Sorry, 19 again?
Yeah, start at 19 again.
Luke chapter 16 verse 19. There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen.
Right, so there's a certain rich man who's clothed with purple and fine linen, and we're going to see what this rich man represents. Go on.
And fared sumptuously every day.
Right, we just read, now we know the rich man is Esau, because we just read he fared sumptuously. He don't have the same problems like how we do. He don't go through these issues like what we do. And he prospered, right? And the funny thing is that we envy the foolish and how we admire the wicked in their prosperous ways, right? Go on.
And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus.
Right, and there's a certain beggar named Lazarus, right? Now we're going to see who that signifies, right? Go on.
Which was laid at his gate full of sores.
Right, so now you see Lazarus at his gate begging full of sores, right? He has a whole bunch of sores and he's begging. Now this should tell you of what that signifies. I'm going to tell you. Lazarus is Israel. The rich man is Esau. Okay? Israel, the blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans. Esau, the white man. Right? Go on.
Which was laid at his gate full of sores.
Right, so which was laid at his gate. So Lazarus at his gates full of sores. Right? Go on.
And desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table.
Right, so now we're going to go, hold that down. Now let's go back to Psalm 73 and verse 3. So we're going to understand what we saw, because now Lazarus at the gates begging, right? And he's full of sores, right? Go on.
This is Psalm 73 verse 3.
Come.
Psalm chapter 73 verse 3. For I was envious at the foolish.
Right, because I'm mad at the foolish now. You see what I'm saying? You're at the gates, you're begging Esau now, right? Now I'm envying you. Go on.
when I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
Now we're looking at the prosperity of the wicked because how wicked they are and they prospering, right? And we just read how Esau prospered and he's going to be the ruler of this earth before Jacob comes and take what's rightfully his, right? Go on.
For there are no bands in their death,
Right.
but their strength is firm.
Go on.
They are not in trouble as other men.
Right, because they're not in trouble like other men. So you're going to see Lazarus at the gates begging the person that's not in trouble like other men, which is the rich man. Right? Lazarus signifies Israel. We're begging the white man, right? And to make it more simple and make it more understanding, you're begging for a stimulus check. You're begging for food stamps. You're begging for light and all these type of things that we have to go to Esau to get provided from. Right? Go on.
Neither are they plagued like other men.
Right, so they're not plagued like they're not going through sickness like we're going through. Right? You see, Joe Biden and those brothers said, "Oh well, the black Hispanics and Native Americans now are subjected to getting what's the shot? The shot. I'm just gonna call it that. Yeah. We're gonna call it the shot, right? Now we're subjected to getting the shot more because we suffer from more things. Because you see, a lot of our people are eating pork, shrimp, lobsters, and we're actually eating all these candies and stuff like that that are actually affecting our thought process in our body. So now we're getting more subjected towards these diseases, which is the Most High is plaguing us from. And Esau, even though he's a plagueful body, he's not dying, right? We just read how their body is, right? Go on.
Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain. Violence covereth them as a garment.
Right, so violence covers them as a garment. You see that? Violence is covering them like it's a garment. We just read in Genesis 27 that Esau rules by the sword. So that should tell you something. That should tell you how they move, because violence covers them as a garment. Right? Go on.
Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish.
They have more than heart could wish. They went conquer the whole continent. They're going to conquer there. Now we just can't even do it. We're going to shoot up to space and we're just going to live in Mars. Right? Because this is how these people think. They want to transcend. They don't even like being in their own bodies no more. They want to transfigure out of their own bodies and be robots or mutants or androids or whatever you call these type of things that Esau is into. Right? Go on. That's all.
They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily.
Right. They speak wickedly concerning oppression. Right? But let's go back to Luke chapter 16. And we're gonna start at verse 20.
Luke chapter 16 verse 20. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores.
Right, so he was laid at his gate full of sores, right? Go on.
And desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table.
Right, because they don't have these problems. They don't have to worry about being hungry. They don't have to worry about starving. They don't even know what it is for when your ribs is touching each other in hunger. You see what I'm saying? Right, go on.
Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores.
Right, and the dogs came and licked his sores. Right? We can go into it. That's a metaphorical part. But go on.
And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom.
Right, so the beggar died and was carried into Abraham's bosom. Right? Go on.
The rich man also died and was buried.
Right, so the rich man also died and was buried. So, what happened to the rich man? Let's gain some edification on what happened to the white man, right? Go on.
And in hell he lift up his eyes, being in torments.
So does this means a regular hell? Does this mean a regular hell, right? Let's get some edification on it. Jonah chapter 2 verse 4. We're going to get the definition on what hell is, because we're going to have to deal with everything one by one. So I can start at Jonah 2 and 2. We're going to get the precept of what the rich man was going through. Because a lot of people have this terminology on hell. A lot of people think hell is some place where you're going to get burned and you're getting poked with a pitchfork, and that's never the case. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting poked with no pitchfork. But this is that Christianity thought process that was passed on to our people. And we're trying to reborn our people and have them come back into this right knowledge. Right? But we're going to learn more on how Esau has a perpetual hatred for Jacob.
And we got 22, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Jonah, chapter 2, verse 2. And said, I cried by reason of mine affliction unto the Lord.
Right. Go on.
And he heard me out of the belly of hell, cried I. And thou heardest my voice.
Right. So out of the belly of hell cried I. So now we know that he's going through a deep. And start at verse 1 so people can have a better edification on that.
Come. Jonah chapter 2, verse 1. Then Jonah prayed unto the Lord his God out of the fish's belly, and said, I cried by reason of my affliction unto the Lord, and he heard me. Out of the belly of hell cried I.
So now we knowing that Jonah is going through a bad situation. You know what I'm saying? So now we know that hell is not an actual type of thing, right? That's it on that. Let's go back to Luke.
Alright. Where you want me to start at 22?
Yeah.
Well, 23. Alright. Luke chapter 16, verse 23. And in hell he lift up his eyes, being in torments, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. And
Say that again. Go back.
Luke chapter 16, verse 23. And in hell he lift up his eyes, being in torments.
Right. So now he's going into a bad situation. Right. Now he's understanding the situation that he's going through. Go on.
And seeth Abraham afar off.
So now he see Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in the bosoms of Abraham. Right. Go on.
And he cried. It said.
So now Esau is always crying. Every time we read about Esau, he never takes it like a man. He always has to argue. He always has to make things difficult. Right? Because if he would understand the blessing and serve his brother like how he was ordered to, you know what I'm saying, it would have been a different situation. But now, when he's going through this now and he sees Jacob in Abraham's bosom, he's crying out loud now. Right? Go on.
Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water.
Right. So now Esau's which is the right man, is asking Abraham, hey, can you send Lazarus to dip his finger in water and to do what?
And cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame.
Right, cool his tongue, because he's tormented in these flames. You know what I'm saying? He's tormented. So now he wants something to quench his thirst because how the torment that he's going through. Right? Because he's getting, you're going to see, we're going to go into our Abijah, come. We're going to go into how Esau goes. Go on, bring it up.
But Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things.
Right, so now it's saying, remember in your lifetime you receive his good things, right? Because now you don't have the fatness of the earth, the dew of heavens, and you don't receive his good things on that. Right? Go on.
And likewise Lazarus evil things.
Right, and Lazarus evil things. Come on. Now, Salakia. Keep going.
But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented.
Right, so now he is comforted and you're tormented now. Now Esau is going to be so upset about the things that he's going through, right? Oh, now everything is all against him now. Right, go on.
And besides all this, between us and you, there is a great gulf fixed.
Right, so now there's a great gulf fixed between Abraham and Esau now. Because now Esau is going to have to call on to Abraham. Because we know that Abraham is our grandfather. You see what I'm saying? So now he's calling out to Abraham. He sees Lazarus in Abraham's hand and bosom. Now there's a reason why the rich man is looking at Abraham. Can anybody answer that?
Because Abraham is the forefather Esau as well.
Yeah, Abraham's the forefather as Esau as well. So we know who's the rich man and we know who's Lazarus now. Because some people may say they think that it's an actual rich man and it's an actual poor man. But they got to understand the difference. The rich man, the only way he can see Abraham because he's looking at his grandfather. Just like how Lazarus went all the way, which is Israel, went all the way into Abraham's bosom. And we're going to further elaborate that too. Go on.
So that they which would pass from hence to you cannot.
Right, so and remember it said it was a great gulf fix. Right, so now a great gulf means there's like a big pothole, a gigantic pothole, or I'm on one side of a rock and you on a whole total different side, and it's something that's stopping us from getting to each other. A great gulf fixed from each other. So now Abraham is telling Esau, is a great gulf fixed between me and you. It means I can't help you. I can't pass this part to come and save you. Right, go on.
Neither can they pass to us that will come from thence.
Right, so neither can we pass to you and come from thence. Right, go on.
Then he said, I pray thee, therefore, Father, that thou wouldest send him to my father's house.
Right, so now he's saying that thou would send him to my father's house, which is Isaac. Right? But go on.
For I have 5 brethren, that he may testify unto them.
Now Esau has 5 brethren, right? You want to go into you know the scripture where Esau is in 5 brethren? Esau's brothers, which was Amalek.
I think we'll find that in First Chronicles. We'll find that in Genesis.
Genesis
as well.
Yeah.
Let me get you. I got you.
I got it. Let me see.
Alright. This is what, 36? 36.
Bring it out.
Let me start verse 1.
Yeah, start for where he lay down with his wife.
Alright, so the Genesis chapter 36, starting at verse 1. Now these are the generations of Esau, who was Edom.
So now we're going to know who Esau's 5 brothers that he's mentioning, right? Go on.
Esau took his wives of the daughters of Canaan.
Right?
Ada, the daughter of Elon the Hittite, and Aholibama, the daughter of Anah, the daughter of Zibeon the Hivite.
Go on.
And Bashemoth, Ishmael's daughter, sister of Nebaioth.
Go on.
And Ada bare Esau, Eliphaz, and Bashemoth bare Reuel.
So, Elam bare Eliphaz and Reuel, right? Go on.
And Aholibama bare Jeush, and Jalam, and Korah.
And one more. It's 4 now. One more.
No, that was 5.
That was 5. And there's one more.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5.
And it's Amalek. There's one more.
It's big right here. Eliphaz, Reuel, Jeush, Jalam, Korah. Those are the sons of Esau.
Come on. Right? So let's go back to Luke chapter 16. And then we're going to end it off.
Amalek was the son of one of his sons.
Okay. Come on. So now Esau is saying that he has 5 brethren, right? Now go on.
Alright. I'm going to read from the top. Luke chapter 16, verse 28. For I have 5 brethren, that he may testify unto them, lest they also come into this place of torment.
Right, so let's say you could also come into the place of torment. Right? So now he wants all his rest of his brethren, which was fellow nations, to come into the place of torment. Right? Go on.
Abraham saith unto him, they have Moses and the prophets, let them hear them.
Right, Moses and the prophet. Moses and the prophet done testify against Esau's doing. We read about David, which we were just in. We read about Zechariah, Hosea, and all these prophets that done prophesied against Esau, especially Isaiah and Jeremiah and Habakkuk. We find these things that we prophesied that Moses especially went and prophesied against Esau. Right? They said we should blot out Esau. Moses said we're going to be fighting Esau till the end of time. Well, Amalek. You know, right? You on that?
And he said, Nay, Father Abraham, but if one went unto them from the dead, they will repent.
Right, so now he's saying that they gonna repent if one gonna listen to them. Right? We've been preaching for them for years. We've been preaching to Esau since Moses. You know what I'm saying? And it says, go on.
And he said unto him, if they hear not Moses and the prophets,
right? If they don't hear Moses and the prophets, which we've been preaching them for years, for generations, right? What makes you think they're going to listen to us, right? Go on.
neither will they be persuaded, though one rose from the
Right,
dead.
so they're not going to get persuaded. So there's only one thing that we're going to have to do for Esau, right? Because Esau's sitting right there. Abraham just told him there's nothing we can do even if they don't listen to Moses and the prophet, right? Go on.
Alright, so
That was
that was it on that.
That was it. All right, let's go back to Obadiah and start at 1 and 8. And brothers got any precepts? You know, brothers can go ahead too.
Alright, it's Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 8. It says, shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom?
Right, so now he's going to destroy the wise men that's coming out of Edom. Or the philosophers, the scientists, the political people that's ranging up in this society and things like that. Right, go on.
And understanding out of the amount of Esau.
Right, so he's going to take away all that from Esau. Esau's not going to learn anything no more. He's not going to have wisdom anymore. Right, go on.
And thy mighty men, O Taman.
Right, and the mighty men's going to get destroyed too. Right, go on.
Shall be dismayed.
Right.
To the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
Right, so everyone out of the mount of Esau. So now when we was reading, Abraham told him there's a great gulf fixed between me and you. You already made your bet. Right? We know we run the world. The white man runs the world. Right? So now here's what's going to happen to you. For after you run the world, you went and conquered the whole continent, raped, robbed, slaughtered, and murdered a whole bunch of people, put on everybody in genocide. You done slaughtered almost the whole of the Aborigines out there in freaking Australia. They gone. The Tasmanians, we don't even know them. We don't even. I like to see a Tasmanian. Well, what's that? We don't even know what's that because of you, Esau. So you're the devil that the Bible speaks of, right? Go on.
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee.
Right, right. And not only that you just destroyed them, but you went and touched the Most High's prize, right? And not only that you did that, it was a reason for it, but you still gonna have to get judged, right? And let's hear what's gonna happen to you for that, right? Go on.
And thou shalt be cut off forever.
Right, and you're gonna get cut off forever. Right? There's not gonna be any remembrance of Edom. Right? We're not gonna know any type of homosexuality, pedophilia. We're not gonna be dealing with none of these things that goes on with you. We're not gonna be understanding what you try to understand and teach on our people. Right? That's it. That's all right. Come on. Brothers got any precepts?
Alright. We should do the physical description of Esau too.
Come on. You got the precept on that?
It's in Genesis, I think 26.
Genesis 25.
25? Come, see, I said 26.
Right, so now we're going to understand the origin of Esau, where he came from, the full description. We're going to understand how he looks, right?
So let me do, 25 start at 19?
Come on. You can start at verse 20.
Alright. So Genesis chapter 25, verse 20. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel the Syrian of Padan Aram, the sister to Laban the Syrian.
Right, go on.
And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren.
Right, so Isaac entreated the Lord. She was barren. His wife couldn't get conceived, right? So he spoke to the Most High, and the Most High blessed him for that, right? Go on.
And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord.
Right, so she asked him, if it be so, why am I thus? Right, and she went to go inquire to the Lord and see what's going on with her. Go on.
And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
So now 2 nations are in your womb. Right, go on.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
So 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. So that means they're not going to be co-equal. They're not going to be friends, brothers. They're going to be separated. Right? Go on.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
And then one people is stronger than the other people.
and the elder shall serve the younger.
Right. So now and it's plain to see boxing, right? Racing. You know what I'm saying? Running. We got it in running, boxing, making food, fighting. Right. We're just automatically better in that part. Right. Go on.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
Right. Go on.
And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment.
So the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment. Right? So that tells you of only one manner of people comes out red all over like a hairy garment. Right? Go on.
And they called his name Esau.
Oh, you can finish it.
And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's hip.
Yeah, right. So Esau is the begin is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning. We grab the heel because we are the beginning of the ending times. Right? Go on. That was it on that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's it. It's a physical description of him.
Barak,
Yes.
you had a precept. You still want to bring it out now? You can bring it out.
I lost it.
I lost it.
You lost it? Alright, it's cool, it's cool. So now, so Esau right now, we gotta know what we dealing with, and we gotta understand what we up against. You know what I'm saying? You got any questions, Ball?
No, I'm just listening, following on.
Shaquat, Gabal?
Nah, I'm there.
Gabal? Shaw Gabal? Brothers got any questions in the chat? Come on. So with that, we give all praises to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shabaraka Thumb, Kwame Yashala,
Kwame Yashala.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.